name is Marianne Meeder, and I'd like to talk to you today about falling in love with sales. Fall in love with sales, change your business, change your life. Sometimes I find in sales we bring a little bit of resistance into it. It's this concept of something difficult or hard, not to make a sale, or there's some resistance on our part. Imagine if you could get rid of the resistance, fall in love with sales, and get a whole new result at the end of the outcome. That's what we're going to talk about today. Visualize, if you will, imagine those people that are really into fitness and health, and you see like the fitness trainer at the gym, they've got the six-pack abs and they're really revved up, and you envy their body. You're like, wow, how did they get that? I want that. Well, they probably applied a lot of discipline and hard work in addition to falling in love with the process. They fell in love with exercise. So we're going to talk today about falling in love with sales and the end result that you can get as an outcome. So I'd like you to personally connect with me as to what is it you might like to create in your life that you're missing right now. So I find that people have three things. There might be more time, more money, or more opportunity. Opportunity to do something, a goal or ambition that you currently don't have access to. So close your eyes and visualize yourself having this, and that would be your why. Like, why do I want to bring my business to the next level so I can have this outcome? And it's important to connect with that outcome, because that outcome is going to motivate you to get there. The next thing is looking at the what. I'd like to redefine sales. Instead of sales being something I have to make a sale, I'd like to look at it as presenting somebody with an opportunity, adding value or contribution to their life. Everybody has pain and problems in life, and there's goods and services that we can provide that will make their life better. So they say the master salespeople are master enrollers. So what does it mean to enroll somebody? If you enroll somebody, you inspire them about an opportunity or a possibility they can create in their life. And to me, that's really exciting when I look at sales as I get to bring value to you, I get to contribute to your life, I get to help you create a possibility. For example, I used to sell some watches, and the watches had certain features. They would count your calories, count your steps. But if I could sell to you the possibility of health and wellness, now I've kind of stepped it up a level, and I'm a little bit more excited. Instead of just selling you a watch, I'm going to sell you a possibility for your life. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. So now let's look at the how of sales. How can we be more effective in sales? The very first thing I like to start with is talking about the principle of connection and engagement. It's really important to connect with your customer and to engage them in conversation. So what this looks like is maybe breaking the ice with them, establishing a rapport, and for each one of us it's different. You might find that you're really funny, you might find that you're a good listener, or like maybe you're naturally curious about people. So it's like drawing people out and getting them to engage with you in conversation. For example, a customer comes into the store, you meet someone, ask them, where are you from? One of my favorite stories is I met someone from Australia, and I said, oh, where do you live in Australia? And they said, in Tasmania. I said, oh, is there really a Tasmanian devil in Australia? Yes, there is. So now we're kind of engaged in a conversation, and we have a little banter going back and forth. And I've got this person talking to me, so I've kind of started to make a connection. Another element of that might be a customer came in the store and they told me that they were a hunter. And I said, oh, what do you hunt? Well, I hunt bear. So I had to ask them, okay, how do you kill a bear? So now I've got them telling me something that's valuable in their life, and I'm listening, and we're having a conversation back and forth. And I also learned how to kill a bear. So you connect with that customer and you engage them in conversation. The most important thing in sales, another principle, is called the art of conversation, letting go. So I find that the best salespeople are people who have the art of conversation mastered. And I think we can all learn this skill, no matter where we are at it, we can develop it. Just not being afraid to get in a conversation where we don't know the outcome. So we're not going to hold ourselves back. We're not going to predict an outcome. We're not going to try to force an outcome. So it's the art of conversation. You're talking to people. Like I said, again, you're presenting that opportunity, which is the sale, and you're just kind of seeing where it may go. And I like to think of it as a dance almost, the dance of conversation, because, in a dance you're with a partner, and so it's interactive, right? You dance up and down a dance floor. There's a flow to it. It goes back and forth. And not being afraid to dance in that conversation in that moment, and not knowing. They might ask you a question that's challenging. You might not know everything, but that's okay. You might be selling to someone who is a little intimidating to you, and you might think that they have more knowledge and skill than you, and that's okay as well. So you can dance in that conversation, think on your feet, not be afraid to say, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll be right back. I'm going to ask my manager. I'm going to call the corporate hotline. I'm going to look it up on my internet over here. I'm going to get you that answer. And I'm not afraid of this conversation because there's power in connecting with people and having more conversations. The other principle I found in sales that's really good is called being a listening. So there's listening to people and there's being a listening. Being a listening is being completely present. I'm not distracted. My eyes aren't wandering all around. I'm not looking for my next sale. I'm just here with you and I'm here to listen to you. And part of that involves, you may come in and be the upbeat customer. You might come in and be the customer that's been, irritated or wronged by some product that was faulty, or, you have a very strong opinion about something. And I'm not afraid of that. I can say, I'm just here for you, and if I need to listen to you and reflect back empathetically, about your experiences, I can do that. And I can be a clearing for you, because the most valuable thing is you don't want an unhappy customer walking away that didn't get a chance to be heard. We all want to be heard and listened to at a higher level, so that, I can get this issue resolved, this concern resolved, and then that might make that person a lifelong customer as opposed to just an unhappy customer. So always being a listening for people. Another thing that I learned in sales is what you can do is you can tell a story to make a sale. So for example, I used to sell watches to airline pilots, and some would buy and some wouldn't. And then I heard this story, and the story really inspired me. True story about a man flying in an airplane over Alaska. The GPS went on his plane, and he says everything looks the same in Alaska, frozen lakes and tundras, so he didn't know where to land the plane. Well, the watch had a GPS in it. The watch helped him land the plane. So now I've made a connection about this product and the value it can bring to you in the form of a story. And I think that's powerful because, basically now there's a contribution you can see as a result of the story. So whenever possible, tell a story. The story can inspire people. The story can show you the value of the good or product or service that you're selling. Another very important principle in sales is don't be attached to no. So what happens in sales is you're going to hear a lot of no's. You're going to hear it over and over and over again. And the most powerful salespeople know that they have to become unstoppable, and they can't let that no mean something. You could make the no mean, I'm not a good salesperson, or this is discouraging, am I going to get the results I want? All of a sudden, am I enough? Your mind starts to think all these things. But don't make no mean something. A lot of people are just not going to be buying for whatever reason, and you can't get attached to that no. You can't make that no mean something. I had a friend who was very effective in sales, and what I learned from her is I'd be like, well, I keep hearing people tell me no all the time. She's like, yeah, of course. She expected it. She knew if she got through so many no's, eventually she'd hear a yes, and then she'd be on the other side, and she goes, the no's are not fun, but the yeses are awesome. And I remember her telling me that, and she was getting a lot of results in her sales. So I learned from her, just don't worry about the no's. Don't make the no's mean something. Don't be attached to the no's. You have to keep on going and push past them. And the other thing that is a powerful principle in sales is called belief. So you have to believe that your customer is out there. I heard a powerful visualization from a coach that imagine if you were standing with a customer and they were telling you no, and you're getting discouraged, you're frustrated, but then you saw past that and you saw outside the door, thousands of people waiting in line to get what you wanted. How would you be? Well, you'd be excited. You wouldn't worry about that no. You'd be standing in the possibility of all those other customers that are coming to you, and you have to know that whatever you're selling, there are people out there that really need it. For example, I was selling things, I had a little side business selling things on eBay, and I'd ask lots of people, can I sell this product for you? Or do you have things you want to donate? Lots of people would tell me no. And then I met someone who literally was dying to find someone to sell some things for him. And I thought to myself, well, this is interesting. I wonder how many other people are out there that are like, yes, I've got to get rid of this stuff in my closet. I really need someone to sell this to, but I just haven't met them yet. So it's that belief that this person that really, really wants what you have is out there. Because the way I'm going to be, if I know that's true, is I'm going to be more active, more proactive. I'm going to constantly be looking. I'm not going to give up asking when I don't get the results, because I'm going to be leaning into that belief that I'm going to find those people that are looking for what I want. So that's what I would like to share with you today, is just think about falling in love with sales, getting connected to your why of how it's going to improve your life. Again, shifting sales toward that mindset that it's adding value and contribution to someone's life. And you can change your business and change your life.